So I'm trying to get to 1,000 videos, and I decided to do a little blurb on a bunch of different guitar players. Okay, I'll start with Synyster Gates. There's a Beato. I don't remember his first name. Mr. Beato interviewed Synyster Gates, and Synyster actually talked about it directly at one point. The same thing I had thought when I first saw and listened to Synyster back in, I believe it was 2008, was when I started listening to Avenged Sevenfold. Well, one of the things that struck me about the group was that drummer. At that time it was the Rev, I believe. That drummer was fantastic. And the other thing that struck me was Synyster Gates. He had taken, in my mind, heavy guitar or rock guitar or whatever you want to call it to another level. Something I had actually been looking for somebody to do, somebody in the spotlight. Somebody with bona fide chops, right? To explore chromaticism in a big way, and Synyster Gates was the guy. Well, I remember my first listening to Avenged Sevenfold and thinking, this guitar player, I don't know who he is, but he's like the one who is exploring chromaticism, and again with chops. So instantly he was like my favorite of the modern guitar players. He had, morphed rock solos into, he had just, I don't know how to explain it. He had, morphed. He had taken rock solos in a new direction, like beyond anybody else I could think of. So I thought it was kind of cool when he actually spoke. He actually used that word, chromaticism, in his interview with Beato. So I thought that was kind of neat. That interview is definitely worth watching, listening to. I will post it as a link here. Anyway, that guy, yeah. There's other guys with chops that I just don't think they've explored chromaticism. And to me, that kind of combines the 19th century romantics with the so-called serialists or tone poets or whatever of the 20th century. It's kind of the glue, the chromaticism. And so I heard a lot of really fancy playing on piano spanning the 19th and 20th centuries. And it hadn't really reached, there's Yngwie, but he's more kind of a Baroque. But not even to the level of Bach, as far as modulations and all that. I guess people would call it rudimentary. Now, I'm not panning Yngwie. As a matter of fact, I'll do an Yngwie video. But Synyster Gates took it to another level as far as note selection. Let's put it that way. Yngwie might have better chops. It's hard to say. It's actually hard to find anybody with better chops than that, at least for what he does. Okay, anyway, that's my thing about Synyster Gates, was chromaticism, taking hard rock, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it, taking the guitar solo in rock and roll to another level as far as note selection. Okay.